Are you tired of flipping through all these astrology books, Googling different keywords or different ideas about astrology to get some kind of decoding for your astrology chart and you're at wit's end? Well, guess what? I've got a treat for you. Stay to the very end and I'll show you how to get this treat that will save you hours and hours, if not even years, of searching. Okay, so what happened was I'm a professional astrologer and I needed keywords at my fingertips quickly. So I started collecting all the keywords and I was collecting them in a spreadsheet. For over 50 years, I've been doing this. So I wanted everything compact so I could give a thorough and quick astrology natal chart interpretation and or forecast. So it took me years and years just to compile 5 years just to get all these keywords in a spreadsheet form. So after I put it all into spreadsheet format, then I thought, well, what happens if you decide that you uh, you're looking at this and you want to look at your chart? I need to put an introduction, and I need it. So the project became bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm going to show you a couple of these spreadsheets. Like right now, we're in Leo season. So let's just take a look at that. So this is a table of contents. It's an ebook. And by the way, it's only $19.99 and you could only get it in one place right now. That's on my website, holistichealingastrology.com. If you are one of those type A personalities and you don't want to wait, but this is where you get it. And you can see the sidebar here, these colorful symbols and charts, keyword cheat sheets, worksheets, and it just shows you all of the information. Okay, and I'll pull up if I can. So, what is astrology? What is an astrology birth chart? What does the natal chart represent? What is a professional astrologer? Your astrology birth chart. Eye-opening history. That's important. Professional astrology tips that took me years to figure out. How difficult it is to learn astrology. Well, let me give you a little tip. It's pretty easy if you have the sequence correct and you have a mentor or you have an astrologer at your fingertips that you could say, hey, I'm stuck on this little page of the concept, but I broke it down so it's easy to understand. Also, astrology natal chart interpretation, interpreting the horoscope, symbols or glyphs, your chart worksheet. Use a pencil, please. Use your natal chart. How to use it. Mastering your astrology chart. So once you have the chart, now you can master it. For example, right now, as I'm recording this video, we're in Leo season. So you work with the seasons at hand. What does that mean? We're in Leo season. I'm going to take a little tangent. The sun right now is, because it's the end of July going into August, it's in Leo right now. So what you do is you look on your natal chart to see where Leo is. Where in the chart is Leo? Are there planets in there? And then you move forward. So that's where your focus is right now. That's working with the energy of your natal chart. The natural wheel and degrees, that's critical. If you don't know what a natural zodiac wheel is and that there are 365 degrees in astrology, you're gonna, or forecasting, or the zodiac, the circle has 365 degrees, 360 degrees, 365 days. But the sun moves 1 degree a day, approximately 360 degrees. Okay? And that's how we get that. Everything makes sense once you understand it and it's told to you. Then we go into the basics, the natural wheel in degrees. Okay? Each sign has 30 degrees, no changes, but each house can have less or more than 30 degrees because I use the Koch or the Placidus house system. There's many house systems, but those are the two that I use. And I play around with whole house system and the likes. Okay. So then we have the blank wheel. You always need a blank wheel so you could sketch, and make copies. And if you want to just focus on the sun and all of the planets that are aspecting to the sun, you could use a blank wheel. And if you want to do forecasting, the blank wheel is very helpful. It declutters the information because there's thousands of bits and pieces of information just in one natal chart. Okay? The natural zodiac and the fundamentals of astrology, your introduction, sequencing parts, keywords and interpretations, the natural zodiac including degrees, comprehensive zodiac wheel, and there's pictures in here too to help you understand. We have hemispheres and quadrants, the sign basics, astrology elements or the triplicities, at a glance element key words, astrology modalities or the quadruplicity, cardinal modality, fixed, mutable. So right now, of course, we're in Leo season, which is a fixed modality and it's fire in the element. So you're going to have at a glance modalities keywords, at a glance sign keywords, at a glance sign phrases, planet basics, inner planets, outer planets, at a glance planet sentences, at a glance planet keywords. Did you know that all that could be in one book? I think it's 128 pages. This is a comprehensive, condensed astrology compendium that all astrologers need to have at their fingertips. And then you could always add to it the way I do. One day I'm going to do an edited one and take out some old-fashioned words and replace them with current words that we use. We also have at a glance dignities chart, at a glance retrograde planet keywords, which are very important. Right now we have 3 planets retrograde, and they're the slower moving ones, and Mercury retrograde just ended. Okay, retrograde planets, what it means, the basics of retrograde, astrology chart patterns. Chart pattern reveals general description, and the astrology chart patterns at a glance. Chart pattern keywords, chart patterns, how to recognize and the meanings. Then we have all the different chart patterns, which are different than aspect patterns. Okay, aspect patterns are different. So here we go, one by one. Splash, seesaw, locomotive, bundle, bowl, bucket, splay, stellium, conjunction. And then we go into what are aspects? Well, to me, the aspects are the most important thing. So if you don't have a time of birth in your natal, for your natal chart, don't worry about it. You could do a reading that's 100% accurate with the planets and the signs, without the ascendant, without the houses, and the aspects. And it's an amazing experiment, but it's an amazing experience too. And I've rectified charts, meaning I was able to pinpoint when the person was born based on rectification and looking at key events in their lives, moving the chart dial by minutes, hours, or whatever, and then we would test it with these key events, and then we'd say, okay, this is it, and then we could move on and do forecasts for your client. But the natal chart, and even if you never find out the time of birth, you still know that the Leo sun is going to be hitting certain planets in your chart if you have planets in Leo. You don't need a time of birth, you see? So there's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. The harmonics. Harmonics are extremely important. You'll find out about them, but it's just a little drop of information so you understand that harmonics have everything to do with aspects. All these elements or chapters in the book go in sequential order. You have no business learning about major and minor aspects if you don't know what an element is. And this is where people get hung up because they're reading the wrong books, or even some of these books that are written. They talk about high level astrology, this stuff, patterns and aspects, and the person reading the book may not even know what the natal chart really represents, or they're busy hung up figuring out what's going on. So we have all aspect rays, which show all the possibilities of aspect rays, and the minor and the major aspects, harmonic aspects, glyphs, geometry, and the recommended reference books, which I'm always adding to. My Story and My Why on page 127. So if you're interested in this, go on to my website, click on the books tab, and for $19.99, it will go straight into your inbox and you will love it. And let me just show you a glance of one of these visuals. Here's one of the visuals, astrology symbols and glyphs cheat sheet. Now, if you just want this, you could get it for $4.44 on our website. I also created the natural wheel, and I use this for my teaching because this is everything you need to know at a glance, okay? Here we break it down into the modalities and such. So here's a worksheet, astrology chart worksheet, and you fill it all in. And let's see here, you could see all the different, I want to find one of these cheat sheets here. These are the angular houses, succedent houses, all explained. And then here's the elements cheat sheet. So one of the colorful ones that I have is this one here, planets, rulership, exaltation, detriment, and fall. You could find them anywhere, but what makes us unique here is one of these cheat sheets like this. These are the aspect rays, and then we have some of the keywords and some of these charts here that you will get a lot of information from. So thank you again. Till next time. Bye-bye.